Alright, welcome to the show. Today I've got some movies, some more books, and some action figures. For those of you who don't know, I am a pretty big toy collector as well, so I'm actually going to start off with toys today, and let's see what I got. First thing is, this is the Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Moon Knight figure. Some glare on him there because he's so bright. This will make it, yeah, that's better. This is actually, in my opinion, the definitive version of Moon Knight. And it is, it's an awesome figure. I can't really say anything else about it. I actually, fellow YouTuber SegaSaturnSNK has a rule where he buys 2 of everything, and I usually do not do that, but I did buy 2 of this one to keep mint in box, and 1 to take out and pose and enjoy. The next 2 things I grabbed, I have been a huge G.I. Joe fan ever since I was a little bitty kid, and to see them finally coming back out with a 6-inch figure line and them getting a lot of love and respect is pretty awesome to me. But I grabbed both of these, and they haven't done a whole lot of villains yet. They've only really done a few villains, and these are 2, of course, of the most iconic Cobra villains. You got Cobra Commander, Coco, and you have a different version of Storm Shadow, I think, than everyone was expecting. This one is called the Arctic Mission Storm Shadow, but it's pretty much the Ninja Force from when we were real young. I think this was probably the 3rd incarnation of Storm Shadow that I remember buying. Those are really cool. Really hard to find right now, too. The Storm Shadow, I think, is an Amazon exclusive, so you can only get him there. And the other thing that I grabbed, I actually got this in the comic book shop because the price point on it was 20 bucks, which is really good for a figure anymore in retail setting. And this is from Diamond Select. This is from their Castlevania line. This is Dracula. And if you're not watching this cartoon anime on Netflix, you really should. It is really, really well done, especially if you just enjoy Castlevania or anime at all. It's a really awesome series. Great voice acting, great artwork. This line's pretty cool. I have all 3 figures in the first line. This one, I think I only wanted Dracula. I'm not really that interested in. They did 2 other villains in this line, and I'm not as interested in them. I mainly wanted the real core characters on this one. And let's face it, you can't collect everything. You know, there's a monetary limit to these things. All right, we'll go to movies. Movies I grabbed. Got this in the mail recently. This is Split Second. This features an amazing cover art by the Dude Designs. I think his real name is Tom Hodge, but I think everything I see, he's credited as the Dude Designs. And just amazing cover art for a really quirky, weird sci-fi horror action mashup. And it has a reversible cover, if I can slide it out here. This is the cover that you'll remember if you were around the video store at this time. I'm getting the glare. And I haven't actually seen this since the old glory days of VHS. This is my VHS copy from way back. I like to keep things in the wrapper, as you can see. I cut these from the bottom to get them out. So a lot of my VHS tapes still have the covering on them. I have very particular tastes in OCD, and I don't care if people make fun of me for it. I like to keep things in really good shape. Always have, ever since I was little. Next thing I grabbed is this is the best incarnation that we're ever going to get a Swamp Thing. It's a shame that it got canceled. I think it's gone forever. I don't know that HBO Max is picking this one up. And I hope the CW doesn't pick it up because it won't translate as well. But this is really high quality stuff. James Wan, I think, is one of the producers behind it. And it got canceled before it even aired, they had already announced that it got canceled. So a lot of people didn't get excited for it, and a lot of people couldn't after that. But this is, I mean, I highly recommend. If you like horror, comic books, Swamp Thing, you should definitely check this out. Derek Mears plays Swamp Thing. You'll know him from the Friday the 13th remake, but this is his best work probably since Kick Puncher 2, I gotta say. Definitely recommend that. And on the book front, this is a little update from last video. This Punisher graphic novel, I flew through this real fast. This is really good. It's not his Vietnam days, it's afterwards, but it's really, really cool. And Punisher stories, I think, are the best when they're simple. You know, Punisher's like Jason Voorhees. We know what he's about, and we want to see him do that. Doesn't have to be complicated. Just give us Punisher doing what he does. So, highly recommend that. That was from Chuck Dixon. Really cool story. And on the comic front / book front, I picked up a couple of really cool things that I didn't know were out there. I just recently found out about this. The past couple of years, I started collecting Atlas titles, Atlas Seaboard comics. They were around in the 70s. They did not last very long, so it was pretty easy to get all their stuff. A lot of their stuff I found in dollar bins at various shops and thrift stores and comic conventions. Now this stuff's starting to go up a little bit in price because apparently Paramount Studios bought the rights to the Atlas catalog, so there may be movies coming out of these eventually. I don't know how true this is. I mean, I'm taking these books as a really good sign that's going to happen, though. So my collection is probably going to go up in value. A lot of things I paid $1 for are going to be, a lot more than $1. So the first one is, and these are books based on the Atlas comics. The first one, really, really awesome cover art, and it's a horror title, and it's Digging Dirt, Seeking the Bog Beast. And I gotta show that again. I love this cover art. Now I'll read the synopsis here. I'll do my trailer voice. In a world, in 1974, the media called it a hoax. A tacky publicity stunt when a marauding mud monster allegedly attacked the set of a horror film. 46 years later, Hollywood reporter Malcolm Lee interviews eyewitnesses, returns to where the saga began, the La Brea tar pits, and uncovers evidence that not only was the Bog Beast real, it's still very much alive. The Bog Beast. And at the bottom here it actually says the Atlas Seaboard comic characters are headed to the motion picture screens in all new tales. But first, many of the titles will be reintroduced as novellas that start and finish the origin stories as originally conceived. This tale is by Richard H. Levy, a journalist of renown and celebrated humorist, and an aficionado of Atlas originals. So, kind of cool. They let somebody who loved and was familiar with the titles work on this. And, it's a pretty good sized book. The font is nice and large, so this actually probably won't take very long to read. And the second of these two titles, these are the only ones that are out right now, is Target. This is probably more along the lines of like men's adventure type stories. But the synopsis on the back is pretty, this is going to sound familiar. John Target has it all, a challenging job with the FBI, and an adoring wife and daughter. When a shocking mob hit claims the lives of his family, Target goes on a mission of vengeance. He is assisted by Hunch, an arms dealer, and by a costumed associate whose identity and mission are secret to the agent. And this one was written by Richard S. Myers, who authored the original 1974 comic book story. So, 1974 comic book story. It's predates the Punisher, but has pretty much the same origin tale as him. Which, of course, it's not a huge, crazy origin story, but he does predate the Punisher. So, that's everything I got. Don't know what else to talk about. I'm probably going to end it there. So, stay afraid.